the pop culture field, and you will.
Yeah, and this is like real thing. So I put here, military dudes have the worst clothing style in the world.
Yeah,
they have terrible style. That was one thing that when I was a team leader, I would give fashion classes to my guys because they would show up wearing like Wrangler jeans with the basic training running shoes and like a and sorry Chris, and basically you see my little note in there?
Huh?
You wear running shoes with jeans, the cardinal sin.
You're wearing running shoes? Is it just that you're not wearing jeans?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the cutoff.
Yes.
Sorry, I wear comfortable shoes. I'm old, man.
Yeah.
We'll see what you're wearing when you're 40.
Yeah. I'll be dead.
He's gonna die. He's gonna have his own.
Keep talking to me like that. All right.
Dead.
We're gonna do an episode on Cameron's last stand.
What's going on, everybody? Oh, let me start that again because Chris always says that we always start off with what's going on, everybody. Hello! Welcome to the Pop Culture Field Manual Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Cameron Fath, and I am here, as always, with my good friend.
Israel Wright, former Green Beret. I decided to sound manly for that one.
Exactly. And now I have to talk about mine. You always talk about your background, and now I got to talk about mine.
I guess we don't
Cameron
have
Fath,
to if they
former
don't know by
Army
now.
Ranger,
You know?
Thank you.
Sorry, I stepped on you.
You're okay.
Go for it, man. You're a former Army Ranger. You're a current Army Ranger. No, I kind of messed.
Not current.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because you're still in the guard.
In the guard. Yeah, I get. No, you have to be in the 75th to be a current. I am former.
Okay.
Former.
I mean, like spiritually, you're always going to be a Ranger, and I'll always be a Green Beret.
Inside, I will always be a Ranger, but currently, I am not.
Right.
And I'm living off my past. So
if you're living off your past, I'm coasting, man. I'm running on fumes at this point.
I'm riding this train off my past successes. Forget the future, Cam. Let's
Yeah.
live off the past, baby. Let's never go forward.
4 touchdowns in 1 high school football game, baby.
Yes, and we have to keep talking about the military because this episode is dedicated to the military, and
That's right.
I'm actually really excited because I like talking shit, and that's exactly what this episode is. We're gonna talk about military stereotypes.
That's right.
The funny ones, the ones that might be true, the ones that might not be true.
Right.
No one's safe.
There's a little bit of truth, I think, almost to everyone.
There is.
It's not like people make things up whole cloth, but sometimes one person does it, and then somehow it just spreads everywhere. And it's like you heard a rumor of a story, of a hint of somebody who said something one time, maybe, but it's just kind of spread.
Stereotypes aren't rumors. Stereotypes are supported from a little bit of data. They don't apply to everybody, but they came from somewhere.
Right.
And
they did happen at least
They
once.
did happen at least once. And we're going to explore the ones specifically in our beloved military.
Something tells me, Cameron, that the Ranger Regiment is rife.
We have
with great
stereotypes.
Rich stereotypes.
It's
fertile
extreme
ground.
Fertile
Hold on,
ground.
time out 1 second. Just make sure that. So I finally realized what the distinction is. These are stereotypes about people in the military, not about the military writ large.
Yes.
So just maybe like throwing a line about it's not just stereotypes about the military, but like the people who are in it.
Inhabit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, the 75th Ranger Regiment is extremely fertile with stereotypes.
Right.
And when we talk about stereotypes, we're talking about the people that inhabit the military.
We're going to get really granular.
Not granular at the individual level.
Not writ large.
We're not talking about specifically the military, just the people that are a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm pretty excited because I have some funny topics.
I love it, dude.
It is. I mean, and if you've been in the military, even if you haven't been in the military, I'm sure you've heard of these or you've seen a meme because it's part of the culture and it happens so much. I mean, this is why we have safety briefs. This is literally why we have safety briefs. They don't just, they don't say safety briefs just because they haven't happened and they're trying to, they're trying to avoid a problem. No, they're trying to keep it from happening again.
Right. In military, it takes all kinds, from the highest to the lowest. Anybody can join, and so these safety briefs, a lot of times the manuals and stuff, they are written for the lowest common denominator. They try to get real basic, all right, even though they get a little wordy sometimes. But, you got Joe in there, and he's maybe sometimes, I think a lot of these stereotypes when it comes to soldiers come out from, a a lot of times this is the first time that any of these guys have been away from their families. Like they are out of high school or any kind of
They're fresh.
Yeah, they're fresh. They're out
They
in the
don't know.
world and they're doing it. They're independent for the first time in their lives.
They got a good chunk of change in their pocket.
Yeah.
You know, they have no worries in the world other than being in the right place in the right time with the right uniform on.
There you go.
And for those of you that don't know, when we say safety briefs are usually given by a first sergeant of a unit before a formation is released into the wilderness.
Yeah, for the weekend or
for
something,
the
or
weekend.
leave or something like
leave
that.
or something. There will always be a higher up NCO, senior enlisted NCO, giving a safety brief, just so his Joes don't come back in handcuffs or dead. So, I mean, classic example safety briefs. Ones that have always been given to me was like, hey, you know, don't hit your wife or don't hit your boyfriend or husband wherever you float. You know. Don't find your problems in the bottom of a bottle of alcohol, but that one never sits anywhere. And then they're like, yeah, don't drive drunk, and obviously you know how that one goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just trying to avoid the unavoidable in the military.
Yeah.
And one stereotype that I love to see, and it's something, and it most of these apply to a brand new private, because just like you said, they're fresh out the womb. They finished high school.
A little wet behind the ears.
Yeah, they got, you know, they're young, dumb, full of cum. They want to go conquer the world. They have all this money they've never had before, and they're in a new state.
They're a ranger.
That's where it gets bad. But look, when you're trying to buy a car, and I tell you this, the reason I'm excited to tell you this is because I was this guy. This was me, and I can strongly support this. You've heard of the, you know, brand new private. They enlist. What's the first thing you want when you're out of graduation, baby? I want a new pair of wheels.
You gotta get that car, man.
Yeah, I want a new pair of wheels. Don't care how much it costs, but I want to impress the ladies.
You got your signing bonus. You have maybe a pay saved up through basic, airborne, whatever kind of, because you know you don't get out a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, you're not living on your own, living on the base.
Yeah.
So you get a good chunk of change.
I don't know what an APR is. And I'm assuming it's like a test score, so the higher it goes, the better, right?
Armored patrol reconnaissance.
Yeah, exactly. Brand new private goes out, buys a Dodge Charger at like 10 to 20% APR. That's a stereotype.
Yeah.
And that was me.
Supported by real life events.
Supported by the real life events. I know when I graduated RASP, I went out and obviously I'm a little bit of a conceited man. So I'm very materialistic. You know, I like nice things. I like nice clothes. So obviously I'm not just going to buy a beater around. And it's funny because I made a friend in RASP and he was a financial advisor. And he's like, you don't want to buy more than this? Your monthly payment? He's like, you're making this. Obviously, you don't buy the car. And I was like, hey, man, this is great advice. Thanks for it. You know, I'm sure if I follow this, I'll have a successful time in the military and save a lot of money. So what I did is I went and bought a brand new Mustang and didn't listen to anything he said. And I didn't even buy like a V8 Mustang. I bought like a V6 Mustang because I couldn't afford the V8, but hey, it looked cool. So I thought I got a hell of a deal too, but I paid like 10.99 APR and I thought that was a steal. And I tried convincing myself. I was like, this is such a good idea. I still have the car today. It's completely paid off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I decided to drive that bitch till the wheels fall off.
Even
though it's a V6.
I think the first car that I ever got on my own, it was at Fort Bragg. I went to CarMax. I didn't know anything. I was just like you. I was a little bit older, you know. But when I joined the Army, still didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And I got it like a Hyundai Elantra or a Hyundai Accent or something like that,
Nice.
2005 or whatever.
Great purchase.
And it's my trick was like, you're not going to get me with the APR. I'm going to pay it off early. So I made like double payments. I think I paid it off when I was in Iraq, like on my first paycheck. I'm like, aha, $4,000. I'm done. You know?
Dude, that's awesome. See, I just paid off my car. And I've had it. I bought it in 2015.
All right.
Yeah, so
Not too bad.
I was paying at 10.99 APR because I was stupid. Now, you know, I
Now you
credit.
got over.
Now
How much longer do you think you can get out of that? Like mileage wise, you think you're gonna get something soon, or you think you'll be okay for the next couple of years?
I'll be okay. I know I want something soon, but we'll see. You know, I learned my lesson. You know, it's not all about materialistic stuff, and the Mustang still looks good when I put a nice shiner on it.
There you go.
But you know, anyways, don't be that guy. Hey, brand new privates, you're listening to this. If you're just out of basic training, don't be that guy that wants to get the newest Charger. You want to get a nice hot orange Challenger from the Dodge dealership.
That good matte finish.
Yeah, the good matte finish. Got a little racing stripe on the side. Don't be that guy. Save your money and, you know, get a beater and just stay in the bees. Stay in the bees.
Go used, man. Go used. You know, and you'll save yourself a lot of heartache in the long run. That's the problem with a lot of, young guys. You, me, when we were young, is that you don't think about the future. You're not thinking. You're not thinking APRs. You're not thinking retirement.
I didn't even know that.
You're like, I'm going to live forever. Annual percentage rate, by the way.
Annual percentage rate.
If we ever said that.
And that they don't pay you. That's the more.
That's every year. That's the percentage on what
interest.
you borrow that you got to pay back interest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the higher that is, it's not. Don't try to get high. Try to get low.
Yeah, you're not paying $15,000 in the end. You're paying 18, 19,
whatever on top of what you pay.
Right.
Anyways, this isn't a financial advising podcast. This is a stereotype podcast.
That's right.
Let's move on to the next stupid shit that you guys do. You want to mention one?
Yeah. I kind of a hard time with this one. I try to think of like questions that I've been asked over and over and over again, like on the stream or just people comment section from our gameology stuff. But like one thing that like. And not to get like too heavy and serious, but like everyone or a lot of people when I tell them I was in the military, they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, are you okay? And I tell them I had a good experience in the military. Like,
what?
Well, that's great. Oh wow, that's and I don't a lot of and not everybody has a good experience in the military. I know some people personally that did not, but I had a good time, and I learned a lot, and
experience may vary.
Oh yeah, that's right. Present circumstances not a guarantee of future outcomes, but but like just being like, do you have PTSD? Like, are you?
What's it like living with
that
weight on your shoulders every single
day?
That
weight of guilt. I'm like, what guilt? What are you talking about?
Baby killer.
There's just a lot of assumptions and stuff like that kind of come in with, and I think sometimes it's pop culture, where you get like the what is it, the brothers, Jake Gyllenhaal and Tobey Maguire, or you get like Redacted, or you get The Valley of Elah. Any one number of these movies, they're like, it just wrecks you, and you're the military, the war experience. You come back a broken man, and look, hey. Not throwing any shade on anybody that actually has dealt with that kind of stuff. I want to make that very clear. But it's not everybody's experience.
No, not whatsoever, man.
No, I like to tell people I had probably about as good an experience in the military as one can have without any of the kind of the severe kind of the trauma and the stuff that the things that I deal with in my own personal life. I've kind of always dealt with if the Army did anything, it kind of just brought them to the surface, and stuff. But but no, I mean it's just the assumption of like oh no, they kind of just want to handle you with kid gloves and stuff. It's like, no, I'm good, man. I'm living my life, I'm living my life.
I had a freaking blast in the military, and I was exposed to some things that people shouldn't see. Just seeing people blown up, that's crazy. But it didn't affect me because I knew I was getting myself into it. The thing is, when you walk into it with the mindset knowing this is what you want to do, and like preparing yourself, and not to mention all the training and the mental aid. If you're not in that state, it's gonna mess something up a little bit. Being exposed to inhumane things has an effect on people. Sure. And I deal with my fair share of things, but I deal in my own way, correct? But that doesn't mean I'm like sitting here and I can't sleep at night and I'm just like screaming. 4th of July comes out, I put the veteran lives here, no fireworks, please. That shit's weird. But man, it's experiences may vary.
Yeah, experiences definitely.
And it's all about mindset. Like if you're joining the military in wartime and you're afraid of deploying, stay the fuck out.
Yeah, it's you gotta expect that. Even if you're doing like, I would say even something like a desk job or some sort of like rear detachment support unit, you can't be surprised if that happens. Man.
You signed up to do a job knowing if you joined for the 10.99 APR Mustang, you're in the wrong place.
For the wrong reason.
You joined for the wrong reason. Well, that's a good one, man. One stereotype that's funny that I saw in here was your classic military person meeting the woman of his dreams and marrying them about 3 days later. Jennifer, Shelby, that date was so great. Will you marry me?
Yep.
And it's okay. I will give it to. This happens a lot, and the reason it's a stereotype is because it's true.
It happens a lot.
It's true. It's 100% true.
You're young. You're young. Like you say, the triumvirate. The triple.
Exactly. But the military. I will say that the military incentivizes
Does
barracks.
it, you think?
Yes, absolutely. BAH.
Oh, you
For
get
the
more
young-
basic allowance for housing, yeah.
Exactly. You get more money. They pay you to get married. And for a young guy, especially a lower enlisted, that's a no-brainer. I mean, you're barely making pennies on the dollar. So if I can marry this local stripper that says she loves me in 2 days.
Tatiana?
Yeah, Tatiana, Brooke, Scarlett. I'm just making up names now.
Consuelo?
Yeah, Consuelo, the ones that work right off base. They'll tell you they love you. They want the money too, and people, privates fall for it. They're like, oh, I can get paid more money. And the thing is in Army specifically, I could talk is you don't get BAH as a single guy until you're E6 or higher.
Right.
So, I mean, and that takes years to achieve for some people. I mean, I'm not even E6. I've been in almost 7 years.
Right.
Hopefully getting it soon. But it's you don't get that amount of money, and that's a lot of money depending on where you're living at. So I mean, if I'm Joe Schmo and I'm like, oh, I can make $1,000 plus $2,000 extra a month if I just say I do. Hell, let's go, baby girl. I love you. You're the love of my life.
For now.
I'm
from
until we
the
get
South all of a
divorced.
sudden.
I'm on my 3rd wife and my 7th child. But it's true, man. They incentivize it. I think the military incentivizes it.
I love one. I love this one because I think it's true for me. But military dudes super organized in their lives. Whether it's actual like physical like organization of your home or like super organized in your mind and stuff like that. It's like. I mean, I wish that were true, but that's what we need the structure of the military for, is to keep these guys, get these guys in line that don't know how to, whether it's organizing your sock drawer or being able to make a meal for yourself.
Yeah. I will say that they were probably organized at one point in their military time, and mainly during basic training because they forced you to be organized. But, oh, man, the second you leave someone... But the second you see someone unattended or unsupervised, that's when shit goes wrong. There is a term for these people in the military, and they are called dirty birds.
Dirty birds.
And if you are a dirty bird, you deserve to burn, my friend.
Just bad hygiene.
Bad hygiene.
Were it not for the organization and the guardrails of the Army.
Yeah. Dude, dirty birds. I have one story of a dirty bird. I went to Ranger School with this one officer. And we were sitting there. I don't recall his name. I just remember his face. That's the thing.
Sergeant Dirty Bird?
No, he was telling me about a dirty bird in his unit before he came to Ranger School. And I remember, he was basically telling me there used to be an officer, a PL that was in his unit, and every time they were out in the field, the dude would stink like shit. This all the time. No matter if it was a brand new uniform on, he would just smell like poop. All the time.
Literally.
Literal poop. And they found out that literally when they're in the field and he would go use the restroom in the field, dig in the slit trench or whatever, he wouldn't wipe his butt. He would just pull his pants up and use the inside of his pants to wipe his ass.
Oh my god.
So he would basically just walk around with poop in the inside of his pants. And his commanding officer found out, court-martialed him for being a dirty bird, lost his commission, kicked him out of the military.
Oh my goodness.
Serves him right.
Get out of here.
You're a dirty bird, you can't be living like that, man. You're an officer. You're in charge of these people.
Look, it's one thing to do it out of ignorance, but when you do it on purpose,
you're
you are submitting other people to this.
And he thought that was clean. He's like, oh, I'm just going to wipe my butt with the inside of my pants. That's not going to go anywhere.
It's not inside me anymore.
It's not.
It's probably going to work out.
Yeah, and then, people whose barrack rooms are just the biggest mess in the world.
Man.
Pizza boxes everywhere, just like, oh, Lord.
It's like, the hardest part, now I'm thinking of something, because there was a period of time, a transitional period, where we were doing training at Fort Bragg, and we were living in an actual barracks, and it was like 2 to a room and stuff. I'm telling you, those communal bathrooms are the denizens of the realm of the lowest common denominator, man. You can't get that stuff clean because there'd be 8 toilets and only 2 of them would work or be serviceable because I don't know how they get like the spray pattern. I don't know how it gets so far outside of the toilet. Yeah. Where it's like on the wall. Like, I don't know, what are these guys eating, We're going to the same chow hall, but you open it up and it's like that scene from, what was it, Desperado? Or El Mariachi, Desperado, with Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. He's like a drug dealer. He goes into the back and there's a fake door in that open stall, and the stall is just sprayed with poop. And I'm telling you, it was just like that. You can go look it up.
It's surprising. I've seen it. I've seen the horror.
I just couldn't go in there, man. I would like use one part of the sink, and I wouldn't touch anything else. And
the communal bathrooms are ruined, and the porta potties in the field, like that one porta potty they have for like 300 guys. Your nut-sacks falls and touches like a turd because it's
you gotta you gotta
high.
use strategic placement of the toilet
Exactly.
papers to kind of tuck everything away.
Yeah,
you know?
I usually just hover over the porta potty because my nuts will fall down into a turd mountain if you don't be careful.
And the toilet paper's always gone within the first 5 minutes.
Bring
you
baby
know.
wipes.
Yep, you got to bring your own.
Yeah,
this is good.
So if you think military dudes are like clean and organized and well pampered, and no. Yeah, that's a stereotype, man. That is false. I will say though, I have one right here. Is that we can literally fall asleep anywhere.
That's a stereotype that is true for me for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I can fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah.
Plane, middle of the day, no problem.
Yeah, the pouring rain, that I literally did do that.
I would be the greatest So, fun fact, military. This is a little bit of a sad fun fact, honestly. Military
Sad
veterans, fact. 1 in 4 homeless people are military veterans. Are veterans.
That is sad.
That is sad. That's a huge number. Huge number. Mm-hmm. The Army completely prepares you to be homeless.
What?
The Army prepares you
what a left
to be
turn.
Homeless. That's my theory.
Because you're training in austere conditions. You're used to being stinky.
Exactly.
You're used to being not having a lot of resources. You're used to getting by on not a lot.
Mm-hmm. You're used to people treating you like shit.
Too hot, too cold, too wet. Really dry.
You don't mind. And I mean, one thing that backed this theory, and it's a little sad, but I'll tell this story anyway. So with Kick God, I did a veteran outreach program where or event that I basically made a bunch of personalized hygiene bags, and I went out to West LA and started distributing them to all the homeless.
Was that kind of by the VA, West LA VA
West
Hospital?
LA VA Hospital?
They got a whole lane. If you've never seen it, it's a whole lane
of homeless guys.
And I think all of them are vets. Yeah.
Yeah, they all are. And I went and handed out these things. They were super grateful and whatnot. It was nice, always do your part, no matter how you feel about homeless people. So
Amen.
Always do your part to help other people. But anyways, I actually ran into another a homeless guy there that was a ranger.
Wow.
He was in 375. Wow. He was actually in for 6 years, longer than I was. Wow. And, instead of feeling sorry for the guy, I actually got a little mad. And I was like, what the f*** are you doing here? Because obviously, I know what you're capable of. If you can make it through all that stuff and you're able to be a leader in Ranger Regiment, why the f*** would you ever settle for this low bullshit? It's kind of like, pick up your boys by the scruff of their neck and force them to go there.
Mm-hmm. But not for nothing. The military does have resources.
Exactly. It's like you have the resources, and he was like,
VA.
I ended up talking to him, and he's like, you know what, man? He's like, living in these tents. This is no different than every deployment I've ever been on. He said he was on 3 or 4 deployments, and I was like, this is literally no different from any deployment I've been on. I'm actually used to this. And he's like, I have money, I get my VA disability in the bank account, but I like the people here. I just want to party, and I'm, this isn't bad to me. So,
wow.
So I was like, okay, well, I can't change your mind, man. This is how you want to live. You can't force people to live how you want them to live. Mm-hmm. But that was a realization, and I'm like, yeah, the military literally prepares you to be homeless.
Wow.
So, yeah. That's nuts, man.
Let that be a lesson.
What the lesson
is, I don't know, but...
Yeah, the lesson is don't be homeless even if you can be homeless.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. Which one you want to tackle right here?
Well, it's interesting because I didn't think this. I am who I am, and I went in at the age that I went in, not very mature, but I was like 24, 23, 24 when I went in after college and stuff. And so the whole idea of the young aggro, the machismo,
junkie,
yeah, they just the really aggressive dudes, out there. I remember there were a couple of times, once in Fort Bragg, out in town, out in Vietnam, out there at a bar. Yeah, I went because I wanted to hang out with my buddies. I didn't really drink,
Yeah.
But just the dudes, just the puffed up chest. So I guess we're not really talking about stereotypes.
Marine Corps.
I'm telling you, but they're and they just and they get the chest puffed up. They get a couple drinks in them, and then just that aggro,
Hell
whatever
yeah,
they're
man.
dealing
You
with
gotta
comes
assert
out.
Dominance.
It's
You gotta
assert
You gotta find
dominance.
the weakest guy
Like
in
out
there,
in the wild.
and you gotta mount him, just like a beast.
But you say maybe Marines, but I'm telling you, there
No, that
are
was a
one or two
joke.
times out in Tacoma, Washington.
Oh yeah, it's all Rangers.
Yeah,
It's
and
all
that's
Rangers, man.
what they would be like. Look, okay, they would be like point over there, like just stay away from those guys. A couple of Rangers, just stay away from them. And then by the end of the night, they'd be getting loud and they'd be pushing.
Yeah,
to like,
rowdy.
Time to
man.
go. Time to go.
Yeah, they get rowdy. That's a big thing, man. That's the one thing I didn't like is it all depends. It's like
Sure.
being aggro war. So I think there's a difference between like being a war junkie and being like an aggro doucher.
What do you think it is?
Aggro doucher, I think there's a definitely difference. So this one's a hard one to clarify, just because the Ranger Regiment, they go out to the bars, they fight. That's what they do. They fight. I mean, but when they get out, it's not all about like love and war. I know a lot of guys that love to fight other men as a testosterone thing, as a dominance thing, to feel like an alpha. But to go like overseas and wipe out massive amount of people and cause real pain, that's a little bit of a different thing. So there's definitely a difference between being a war junkie and and a brawler. Because the thing is, I notice is, well, just based off my the guys that have the loudest mouths have done the less. Have literally done the smallest.
Maybe
things.
they gotta fight. They gotta be louder to kind of
man.
deflect away.
Exactly. So like a lot of veterans, the loudmouth ones that are like talk about murdering people and whatever, and I do it too just as a joke. But like the ones that are serious,
making fun
about
of those guys.
Yeah, the serious guys are like, yeah, fucking stacking bodies, whatnot. Those dudes have not done a lot in the military. I'll put my finger on it and say they haven't done a lot in the military.
Typically, yeah, I would say, yeah.
The real guys, the ones that have been in the shit, the ones that have stacked bodies higher than the ceiling, and have been in for long periods of time and seen a lot of shit. They're the chillest, quietest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Big hippies, huge hippies.
Yeah, they got nothing to prove.
Nothing.
They kind of there's an experiential thing that they know it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, they don't have to prove it to nobody. Yeah, and it's like that's what I figured out. Like the whole like the firearms instructor wears a grunt style T-shirt, gets a bunch of "Don't tread on me" tattoos, and talks about their time in Kuwait was so hot, and yeah, that
Out on the
they're a
strip.
fucking douche, man. But yeah, it's I think, but I can't say that I haven't been in a bar fight or two after a couple drinks, but that's just Ranger stuff,
I think
man.
you're a scrappy dude, man.
It's
I
a
wouldn't want to
scrap.
meet up with you in a bar, man.
It's a scrap. Actually, I avoid fights. I don't like fighting.
I'm
I'm a very nice guy. Like
Not to-
I'll talk about it. I'll do it if my homie's there, but I will never start a fight. I won't start a fight. There's no reason to fight. I'm trying to have a good time with my buddies, and like unless my buddy's getting the shit cracked on him or something really disrespectful happens, then that's I have a very short list that will provoke me to harm another person.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, man.
For them.
Hey, I'm a small guy, bro, and I pick my fights. If I see a dude that's like 6'7", 300 pounds, I'm not gonna be like, hey, sir, I'm looking up at him. I'm like, hey, buddy, you're in my way. Move.
You're in
or
my
I will
seat.
move you. No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. But I digress, man.
Yeah, that's.
What do you think?
We can move on to something else. I'm very non-confrontational,
Yeah,
almost to a fault, I would say,
so
at sometimes.
a nice guy. Yeah.
But there's some people in the military when the army, they're like, are you sure you're in the right place? You
Yeah.
know? I was like, no,
yeah, you're one of those. Huh?
But I was trained to do all the good stuff, but the opportunity never presented itself. You know. So, but hey, I had a great time, and I'm happy with the things that I did. So.
Me too, man. Me too.
What about, I want to hear you talk about this one, actually, because I feel like you have a lot of good stories and experience because you had privates underneath you. Mm-hmm. But tell me about that style, that fashion sense of the privates.
The private style, man. It's terrible.
Wellington style.
So all my military guys listening to this, you can pick out a brand new guy just on the street. You can pick him out. It's probably because of his haircut. It's probably because he's wearing his dog tag still.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because he has his issued AR-670-1 boots on still in civilian clothes. Or, he's wearing running shoes with jeans. Big no-no.
Don't you look over here.
I look at Chris.
Don't you look at me.
He's old, though. He's okay. His feet hurt. That's why he
Hey,
wears
I
them.
stand the whole podcast.
He's got orthotics.
He stands
I'm
the
not
entire
sitting in a
podcast.
comfy chair.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my back hurts, so you don't see me wearing a back brace. Anyways,
Just
yeah,
lift more
privates
weight.
have the worst style I've ever seen in my life. I will say, I'll put money on it, and I'm sorry if this offends you, and I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I just said I'm sorry. Because I'm not.
Okay.
Anyways, does that make sense?
Yeah. We'll edit it together.
I would say about 60-65% of military guys do not know how to dress themselves. And
I
you know it.
I certainly didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
You still don't.
Chris, I
No.
was that guy.
You
I
still
still
don't
don't know
until
how to.
Kit God
I
came
literally
around.
need people to buy clothes for me. You know.
I still don't know what's wrong with wearing tennis shoes with jeans.
It's not a good look, man. There's
So comfortable though.
it's comfortable. So there's function and there's fashion. Know the difference. Know when to do the difference.
Should you err more on the side of fashion if it comes down to it, or more on the side of function?
Well, the thing is, when I'm on duty, function, of course. I want gear that works. It might not look as pretty, but if it works, it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, we've come to times of technology and innovation to where function and fashion, if it's done right, meshes and molds. For example, On Running, they make running shoes that look great in jeans. Chris. Anyways, but yeah, I would say about 60%. You've been to a release formation and you've seen what everybody's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's typically the senior NCOs that don't know how to dress at all, but nobody says anything
They're not leading.
because you can't tell these guys what to wear. But there are a few exceptions, and it's probably some of the younger ones that have very stylish wives. And also the guys that go out a lot, they know how to dress. But then again, they don't make a lot of money and they spend all their money. It's typically the guys that drive the Challengers that know how to dress, but it's a kind of beast eats beast thing because they're like, I'm spending all my money on my car, so I can't spend it on my clothes. But it's wild. You can point out it's a high and tight. You'll see a high and tight. They think it's cool. Your basic issue glasses, if they wear glasses, they'll probably still wear their basic issue glasses in civilians. Don't do that. Go get yourself a nice pair of clothes. Go to the H&M. Go to Zara. Don't go to Walmart. Oh, but your Wrangler jeans are only $25. I don't care. Go spend some money. Look good, because it'll help you in the long run.
Now, let me ask you, where did you get your sense from? Did you come into the Army with it already?
Yes.
Okay.
So actually, I went through a weird. If you actually went, that was funny. I went through my storage container and I had my dead hooker bag in there. A dead hooker bag is like this old bag that you can fit like a dead hooker in the military. It's before the duffel bag.
Right.
Yeah. So
Large carrying bag.
large green
yeah.
carry bag with a zipper on it.
Unfortunate
It has two handles.
name, yeah.
Unfortunate name. Can probably serve the purpose, but
We're never
anyways,
gonna find out.
Never gonna find out. And so I found that bag and it had everything that I went to basic with, and it had my civilians in there. I was like, oh my god, because I went through a real big hip hop phase. I'm talking. I wore high tops,
Gotta get
skinny
some of those
jeans,
pictures, man.
some like the diamond T-shirts. Like I wore snapbacks with flat
Dude.
brims. I wore gold chains, gold watches.
What?
Dude, yeah, I went through a big hip hop phase, but that's because I danced in high school.
Yeah, you and
I was-
literally like
Yeah,
you were a b-boy.
I was on a professional, competing, nationally ranked hip hop team when I grew up.
Dude.
Fun fact about me:
Yeah,
I don't do that anymore.
really fun fact.
Fun fact.
Can you do you ever
I
find
can
yourself
get
in the
down
living
still.
room?
I can get down still.
All right, cool.
But anyway, so I went through that phase, and I found like my collection of shit, and I was like, oh, this needs to go, because I was like, this is bad. But then again, my sister and my mom was actually in the fashion industry growing up, so she was a fashion designer.
Killer.
And then she made a huge mistake and gave birth to me, and she had to come out of the fashion industry and raise me and my sister, or my sister and I.
What a mistake.
Yes, terrible mistake. God damn
Yeah,
I.
she stayed in that career.
Yeah,
man.
should have stayed in that wiener nutsack. But anyways, I have good style now. My girlfriend has great style. She steers me in the correct direction.
That's good. And really, there's only one person that ultimately, when you're in a relationship, that you need to please, and that would be the lady. You know?
I mean, I would hope I have good style. I own a streetwear brand. If I was Jesus.
Go to
Otherwise-
kickgodapparel.com.
Kickgodapparel.com, everybody. It's not grunt style, I'll tell you that. They f***ing suck.
I mean, if this whole time and then you're like, I have no style. I'm terrible at style. Hey, go visit KitGod.
Yeah, visit kickgodapparel.com. I like to think I come up with cool stuff.
I'm luckily I do live streaming, so all I have to do is know how to wear sweats.
That's good. You don't have to
on.
wear pants.
Yeah,
you
you have to wear
pants.
anything really.
Unless you get up.
Yeah,
But anyways.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Well, next time if you're tuning in Izzy's Twitch, just be like, stand up.
Just
stand
don't get
up
me
check.
to get up.
Pants
yeah.
check. Be like, pants check. Izzy, stand up. But I think that's a good stopping point.
That's a good stopping
for us.
point.
Transition.
Probably
to
for
our
the
game.
best.
Probably for the best. We're going down a weird road.
Let's do a game.
Let's play a game, man. It's on us. Okay, usually Chris is.
It's on Izzy.
It's on Izzy? All right.
Is
Izzy.
it?
Yep, pull it up, bro.
Hold on.
Should be the episode 19 game in the folder.
Okay, we'll just
Should have
edit.
access.
We'll just edit.
Episode 19 game in the folder. Well, sorry,
Maybe
edit.
Just give me another. It's okay.
Editing.
Just give me another kind of segue into it, just so it'll
Okay.
be a little smoother.
I'm not seeing it, man.
Is it? It's right here.
Promotion, episode sheet, mini episodes, notes, podcast.
No, go into episodes.
Go into episodes
And then go
and
into
then
episode
episode
19 folder,
And then it's in there.
and then it'll be in there.
Hold on a second. Let me start.
Episode
PCFM,
19.
right?
Yep. And then go to episode.
Episodes.
Episode 19. Hey, man.
Oh, there it is. Episode 19. Hey, man, it's just a show, and then the game.
This is a
Okay.
good peek behind the curtain for all our YouTube
Thank
watchers.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Hey.
you cut this out.
Nope.
All right.
It's like,
That's
All right, so
good.
just give me another.
This is
little
what they
segue.
come to YouTube for.
So give me just a pause and then segue into the game again.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
With
wait
that-
for that plane.
Another pause.
Another pause.
What do you live under a flight pattern?
What do you live in El Segundo?
It really doesn't like read. I don't know if you've listened to the podcast. You can hear it in the background sometimes, but I'm like, I don't think anyone cares.
Yeah. No.
It just doesn't make like you can clearly hear your voices over anything, so it doesn't matter. We're not like making a movie, so it's fine. Okay, anyway.
It's good. It's very professional. All right, everybody. It's time. I'd like to play a game with
Yes!
you, Cameron. Hey, look at me. I'm the game guy. I messed
You're
that
the
up.
game,
You know,
okay.
I'm the captain. Whatever.
No recovery. Keep
We'll recover.
fighting.
No, let's go. This one, we're gonna come back to 5 clues.
5 clues?
Yep.
Oh, man.
There is a movie
I hate this game.
that I'm going to that you need to guess, and I'm going to give you 5 clues. Each clue gets more and more
Easier,
clear,
easier.
easier. Yeah, the first one's going to be probably hard. Hopefully, jeez. I would love to see you guess this on the first one. That'd be awesome. So it's a game. It could be a game, movie, or TV show.
Mm-hmm.
One guess per round. And we're going all the way down 5 questions. And
Okay.
hopefully by the second to last or the last one you can get it.
Is
Ready?
it Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay, I was just going to throw it right
we're off
now.
to a great
I was
start.
like, okay. If I got it out of nowhere, I was going to be like, I didn't read it. I didn't cheat. I'm just awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so anyways.
But that's not the case. But hey, everybody play along at home. Play along at home too. Listen carefully. I will give you the first clue. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. This was originally pitched as Rocky Meets Aliens, but the director thought it was more similar to King Kong.
Thought it's more similar to King Kong. Rocky meets Aliens. Oh, man. Is it like Rocky Balboa meaning? Or you can't give me any context. Rocky meets Aliens.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
Is it Godzilla?
It is not Godzilla.
You stuttered there.
No, it's not Godzilla. I wanted to do it for dramatic effect. I wanted to pause for
You
dramatic
made me
effect.
seem like it had something to do with Godzilla.
No, it has nothing to do with Godzilla.
Okay, next.
All right, next clue. Just waiting for the motorcycle.
Goddamn Hell's
Go
Angels.
ahead.
Get a muffler. The voice of the main villain in the film is the same actor who voiced Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen.
I've met that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Autobots roll out,
Yeah.
Peter Cullen? Whoa.
Yeah, I met him at BotCon at the after party.
Nice.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with. So he voiced the main villain in this movie. Movie?
Yeah, it's the voice actor of the main villain in the film is
Oh.
the same actor who voiced Optimus Prime.
And then it's Rocky meets Aliens, and the main villain is like King Kong. Is this an Avengers movie?
Is that your answer? Is that your...
Voltron, Avengers Voltron.
Is that your?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that is not it. And just for clarification, Voltron is an old 80s anime cartoon. Ultron, Age of Ultron is the Avengers movie.
Okay.
Avengers Age of Ultron. Not
All
Avengers Voltron.
Ask me if I care. All right.
I care, Cameron. How dare you mix genres?
Oh, man. Okay.
No, all right. Next one. This is the third clue.
Okay.
The movie was shot entirely on location in Mexico. However, because the Mexican jungle is deciduous, tons of fake leaves had to be added to the trees in order to make the jungle seem lush and inescapable.
Is this Predator?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. It is
Yeah,
Predator.
baby!
Man.
Let's go!
God. You got on the third one. That's good, man.
That
That's
is
really good.
Wow.
Because after that, the next two clues, the next clue was Jean-Claude Van Damme originally played the film before the costume redesign.
And
then
we posted that one, so that's actually I learned the fact.
there you go. And then the last one was get to the chop off.
Get to the shop. Okay, good.
Good, man. You got it. That's cool.
Rocky meets aliens?
The original pitch, yeah. I wonder
Who's
why I thought
Rocky?
Rocky Balboa.
But Sylvester Stallone's not in that movie.
Well, it's as far as like a buff guy meets, aliens running around like, fighting an alien, right?
More similar to King Kong. The director's that is
Maybe I think to me when it says King Kong, it means like they're going into a jungle where this threat remains, this giant that starts taking them all out.
interesting.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well I'm pretty stoked they got
Like
on
they
the
venture
third
into the
try.
line. No, really good. That's very good. On the third clue, that's about the limit of separating the men from the boys. So.
That's good. Glad to know my manhood's in in good
firmly
hands.
intact.
It's intact. Right on. That was good, man. I'm only saying that was good because I did well. If I did terribly, I would be real pissed.
This would have been the worst
This
episode
would have
ever.
been the worst day / episode ever.
Well, that's all the time we got for today, folks. We really appreciate you all listening in and taking this journey with us.
Yes, we do.
Through the stereotypes of military guys.
They're
and
out
guys and
there.
girls.
Some of them are true. Some of them aren't. It's
Some
up
of them
to
are
you.
hilarious.
It's up to you to keep an open mind and go find out for yourself.
Give Joe a chance. Yeah.
Give Jody a
Maybe
chance.
join up and find out for yourself.
Uh-huh.
But we release a new podcast episode every Wednesday. So don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, all that kind of stuff, or Apple Podcasts. And then we release a video version of the episode each Friday with extra content for your entertainment and enjoyment.
More fun stuff.
Yeah, more fun stuff. So be sure to like and share and subscribe to our YouTube page, Pop Culture Field Manual. And then if you want to get a hold of us, go to Instagram, pcfmpodcast, or if you want to send us an email, it's pcfmpodcast@gmail.com. We love getting emails from you, and actually we find them to be very, very helpful and hilarious and heartwarming. So that's really great. If you want to hang out with me a little bit more, I live stream on Twitch every Monday and Wednesday evening and Friday morning. Go to twitch.tv/myhappyself.
And if you guys want to check out my streetwear brand Kit God, you can find us on Instagram at Kit God Apparel, or you can go to kitgodapparel.com. There's some cool stuff getting uploaded this year. I'm actually excited because we're doing some fun stuff.
Right
We're doing
on.
some fun stuff. We're making big moves. So
I
go
love
ahead
all
and
your
check it
stuff.
out. Would love your guys' support.
Right on.
Thank you very much for listening, and we look forward to you guys tuning in again.
See you soon.
And cue the music.